I have given a name to my pain.
What are you?
I'm Batman.
Terrorizes. Wait till they get a load of me.
Hello, everybody. I'm coming at you from Gotham City, and as you clearly can see, I am Batman. I have the cowl. I even have a cape. So I must be the real deal. Yes, Facci from Faccis Cinema is the one and only Batman. And I'm gonna prove it here today. I love you all. And I'll always be the hero you deserve. But not the one it needs right now. I'm Batman, guys. I am Batman, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on, everybody? I am Facci, as you all know from Faccis Cinema. Thanks for checking this out. I am starting my review series, if you want to call it that. It's kind of just my top moments of the Batman franchise. You know, obviously there was a couple different, genre interpretations in the series. So I'm going to be doing the first 4 Batman films, starting with Batman 1989, going up until Batman and Robin, and then I am going to be doing the Nolan trilogy. Obviously, Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight Rises. I am not going to be doing Ben Affleck's version of Batman. Obviously, he was in, Batman vs. Superman and the Justice League, so I'm not going to include that in this ranking, in this little review series I'm doing. This is going to be my first diving into the superhero genre, which I usually don't touch upon. I know I did a trailer reaction for Venom, I believe, and that was pretty much about it. So this is going to be my first dabble in the superhero genre. So bear with me and how this goes. I'm looking forward to talking about Batman, movies I've grown up with. Obviously, one of my favorite superheroes, period. I'd have to say Batman's probably my number 1, if I had to be honest. I think the logo, obviously, the logo, the Dark Knight, the way Batman looks, his gadgets, the ladies he gets, everything about Batman's pretty badass. So probably definitely one of my favorites. So I am looking forward to jumping into these, leading up to the release of the Batman coming out in March, I believe, of this year. So definitely looking forward to that. So I figured, why not dive in, do a little top moments from every film, and just go over what I really enjoyed about these films. So we're gonna start with the OG Batman from 1989, starring Michael Keaton as Batman himself and Bruce Wayne, Jack Nicholson as the Joker, ladies and gentlemen. Smile cures everything, smile and laughter, and this is. And Vicky Vale obviously is in this as well. The name escapes me. And Kim Basinger as Vicky Vale. So yeah, this one came out a year after I was born in 1989. Obviously, it was a hit. Directed by Tim Burton. You could definitely feel Tim Burton all over this movie, and that's a good thing because his movies are very unique. These first couple Batman films definitely are total opposites of the ones we get in the Nolan trilogy. So it's kind of nice to have a balance of which Batman universe you want to kind of live in. In this one has a kind of a comic book feel to it, I felt. Definitely dives into more of what you think you would see in the pages of a comic book compared to the Nolan trilogy, which was more kind of darker in tone and more taking kind of a more realistic approach to Batman and the villains and how they went about doing things. But yeah, so obviously the first movie, they're going to go with the main antagonist for Batman. And of course, that's the Joker, the ultimate. They're going to start right off the bat with the Joker. And Jack Nicholson is definitely a huge part of this movie. And I think he was an excellent choice to play the Joker. So I'm probably going to go, my first top moment is really just the fact of the casting in this, as of Michael Keaton as Batman and Jack Nicholson as the Joker. I think their on-screen chemistry was fantastic throughout the film. You could tell that they were really loving what they were doing. They were putting their heart and soul in each character and diving into the Batman universe, and they were giving it 110%. You definitely could see it in the portrayal of Batman and the Joker. And why wouldn't you pick the Batman's most, iconic villain? I mean, there's a ton of villains in the Batman universe that everybody looks for and everybody knows, but the Joker is the one that everybody knows who the Joker is. And the way that Jack Nicholson played him was fantastic. Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? He's like, I don't know what it means, but I just like the way it sounds. Great scene, by the way. It's definitely coming up. But I would say, number one, definitely the portrayal of Batman and Joker. They were perfect to a T. You wouldn't want anybody else to play those roles. And I know Michael Keaton is a lot of people's Batman. And I know Jack Nicholson is a lot of people's Jokers. And I can see 100% why. Because they work perfectly together. So I definitely wanted to give them the first shout out in this video. Number two, I'd have to go with just the aesthetic of Gotham City. I know, most of the time it's New York City is Gotham City. You know what I mean? That's kind of the aesthetic they're trying to show you within these movies. But Tim Burton gave us a comic book Gotham City brought to life. Like, that's what I imagined it would look like. And he nailed it. It looks, everything about it screams comic book. Like, he just took it from the pages and painted it right in real life, and that's what you got. And I don't think it would have worked if they would have made, the comic book feel of the characters and then placed them in an actual, New York City type of environment. It just wouldn't have worked, I don't think. It wouldn't have had the same impact either. So I think that was a great aspect of this film as well. So definitely going to go with that one as my next choice. You know what? You got to go with the Batman, the classic look of Batman in the gadgets, the Batmobile. You get, what else you get in this one? You get the Bat. I'm not 100% sure the names on these things, so please help me out in the comments. The Bat plane, I don't know what it is, but you get that as well. All of his toys, his gadgets, his batarangs and the freaking shit that he shoots out and helps propel him up in the air, and all the shit he was doing was amazing. That's the stuff that you think. That's what you expect. Once again, it goes back to the cartoons and the comic books, and this is what you want. This has the pure look of that, and that's what Tim Burton was going for, and he nailed it. And I think that's why it can still hold up to today, because it's not really dated technology, because it was from a comic book. So of course, that's how it's supposed to look, so it works. So I definitely love the choice of the gadgets. The classic Batmobile, the classic look of Batman with the yellow and, the pointy right ears, because obviously it changes throughout. This one didn't have the nipples yet, so, you know what I mean? It doesn't have the nipples. We're going to get to them soon, the bat nipples. But I got to go with that as well. But continuing on scene-wise in this movie, obviously I'm a huge fan of the, you want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. I love that.
Stinks. And yet it's...
Now you want to get nuts? Come on!
I love that scene. I know everybody quotes that scene because that's just Bruce Wayne being normal Bruce Wayne. He's not trying to be Batman, but he's still using the smarts when he puts the serving tray down inside of his suit to protect him like a bulletproof vest. Genius, because he knew that he was probably going to get shot or hurt in some way, shape, or form. So he wanted to be prepared for this so he could be all right. And I do adore that. And the way the Joker is through that scene, leading up to that scene, when he says the poem before he exits and then he gets out to the doorway and he's like, leans back and like makes like a fart noise with his mouth and then walks away. Hilarious. The way he was written was perfect. Jack Nicholson 100% nailed it, and I don't think you would replace him with anybody else because you get a brilliant performance. And then the Joker, probably my favorite moment in this whole movie, honestly, is in the museum. Whenever the Joker gives the present, gets the waiter to drop off the gift to Vicky Vale, put me on. She puts on the gas mask. The purple obviously matches the Joker's outfit beautifully. Pumps through the room. Everybody passes out, and then she could take it off, and they have a little chit-chat. But that's not till after they come in with the boombox, and the Joker and his lackeys, I guess, his henchmen, put on the Prince song, Party Man. And they just start dancing around and spraying the artwork and knocking it off the tables and shit. My favorite part of the whole movie. It's so upbeat and fun. Prince did most of the music for this film, and Prince is obviously fantastic. So I love the soundtrack to this. This has the classic Batman theme song from Danny Elfman. Beautiful. It's iconic. When somebody plays it, you know exactly what it is. Definitely another great aspect of this film was definitely the soundtrack and the music played within. But back to that scene, you know, they were going to spray paint the one. He's like, no, I actually like this one. Don't. He's spray painting everything else, ruining the Mona Lisa and throwing paint on everything else. It's the Joker he's like the fun bad guy. Obviously he's evil, but he likes to have a good time doing what he's doing. And I like that we got to see the Joker become the Joker in this one, getting knocked into the vial of toxic waste or whatever the hell it was. And then he comes back out all goofy and his face is all smiling. I'm always smiling. I love it. You get him without the face paint, you get him with the face paint. It looks great. The Joker makes this movie. I mean, Batman obviously is Batman, but the Joker and Jack Nicholson really make this movie. And I'm sorry I keep going back to it, but I just can't help it. It's great. The only thing I'd have to say is you never really feel that Batman's in danger at all in these first couple movies. You're gonna see this trend continue through these first four, I think. You never really feel that Batman's in danger at any point. He may be, you know, just catching on to what's going on, but as soon as he gets there, he overtakes everybody and he, you know, stops whatever madness or whatever, you know, crimes are being committed like this. And nobody ever really threatens him. He literally beats everybody up with like one punch. So that's probably my only downfall to these movies, at least in the beginning. You never actually think that the bad guy's gonna win. Like in the Nolan trilogy, you really do think that. In these first couple, especially the Tim Burton ones, you never think that Batman's not gonna win. You know, like I said, deep down you know he's going to, but you kind of want that little bit of, you know, shock, like, oh my gosh, is he really not gonna make it? Is Joker gonna win? No, you never think that at all. Never. And the final scene of this movie, obviously, you know, they're fighting with the Joker and he knocks him off the building, and then you still hear him laughing, but it's just because he has like this little, like, one of the voice box thing there that keeps doing his laugh. That's a good scene as well. Obviously, the Joker was not coming back, unlike in the later film whenever he actually lives. But this one, Jack Nicholson's Joker actually dies. And that's another thing in these first couple movies. Batman's not afraid to kill anybody. Like, he's killing people left and right. In the later ones, that's the number one rule that he never breaks. In the beginning, he's killing everybody. He doesn't give a shit. And he goes home to Alfred. Alfred, by the way. Alfred J. Pennyworth. Amazing. You can't have Batman without Alfred, that's for sure. And he's the father figure, obviously, over Bruce, because obviously his parents were shot by Jack in this movie, which is kind of coincidence. His name is Jack Nicholson, but the guy in the movie's name is Jack as well. You gotta love that. And so I gotta give a shout out to Alfred as well. He's fantastic in this movie as well. And usually Alfred in these movies is always great, and it's nice to see the same character portray throughout the first four films, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm gonna find out as I dive into all those. But this is definitely the first of many great, you know, top moments I'm gonna have throughout this little franchise and the Batman universe. But My favorite character in this movie would obviously have to be Jack Nicholson, the Joker, 100%. He, like I said before, he makes this movie. He brings a ton of entertainment, a ton of life and energy that you want, with that little devilish evil side as well. He nails it, and I gotta go with him as my favorite character. And for the final rating of this film, I am gonna have to give this movie a 4.2 out of 5 bat rating. That's what I'm gonna give it. 4.25 out of 5 bats. That's pretty damn good. That's almost close to perfection. And that's the first, this is the original, the OG. Obviously, we had the Adam West Batman, but I'm not gonna dive into that because now that's some silly Batman shit right there. But we love Adam West, but we're not gonna go into that. But I gotta get, like I said, 4.25 out of 5. I think it's a pretty damn good rating, but I'm looking forward to hearing your guys' thoughts on Batman 1989. What did you think about it? Is it your favorite Batman movie? Is it the best, the cream of the crop? I need to know. And what would your rating be? Leave it down in the comments section below, and I look forward to diving into the comments with you guys. So drop them down there, and we'll have a nice conversation down there. And I'm going to keep pumping these bad boys out up until the Batman comes out. So this is just the first of, what do we got? Probably the first of 7 of these, and then I will do the review for the Batman, and then I will rank them 1 through 8. So I'm looking forward to doing that. And you guys have to let me know if you want me to do a pre-ranking, if you want me to just do the first 7 and then add the Batman in a later date, which I might do, so I don't even know why I asked you guys. But I gotta get back out there to Gotham. I gotta save the city. And I gotta pick up hot chicks in my car. Because I'm Batman. But don't tell anybody. Please don't tell anybody. Hit the like button. Make sure to hit subscribe to the channel if you're not already. And I will see you guys after I am done saving the city. Have a Gotham night.